All right, so I've been playing a lot of Diablo 2 again recently. I've talked about this in my channel before where, I'll play a lot of Diablo 2, then pause, move on to to other games, and then come back. I always find a way back somehow. One of those reasons is because I love this game so much, and then the other reason is that there's really no game like it. I tried Path of Exile 2, as much as I enjoyed my experience with that, it's not Diablo 2. Diablo 4 is not Diablo 2. Diablo 3 wasn't even Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is such a unique experience that if you're even remotely a fan of the action RPG, you need to play this game. And yes, it might be an old game, but with the resurrected graphics and visuals, right? The game looks beautiful. So if you're worried about graphics, the game is beautiful, dude. As far as gameplay, it's crazy how this game still holds up to this day. The systems and mechanics and just trading, killing, gameplay, leveling up, killing monsters. It's all really good. I think there are some things that have aged, but I wouldn't say the gameplay is bad by any means. And then of course you have the finding the loot. I think finding loot items, right? There's no other game that has ever done items I think the way Diablo 2 does. Like even items in Path of Exile 2 are boring. Diablo 4 items look terrible. Like the stats on them, they're just they're different games. They're completely different games. In Diablo 2, where I think it's aged a little bit is you find a lot of items that are okay, and that's where like rune words come into play. And rune words are awesome because it almost makes so many items in the game just kind of almost useless because there's rune words for the for as a substitute that's way better. There's just so many things about this game that, I mean, I can talk about this game all day long, but the grind, the loop is just so satisfying to me. I think that is the most satisfying thing about this game is the fact that I want to hop on, do a run, I'll hit all the locations I want to hit, get off, or I'll do that a couple times, go play with other people, try to go sell some stuff, trade for some stuff. I can play Diablo 2 all day long. It's a game that never ends. It's a game that, like, I can see myself playing this game for the rest of my life. I can see my old ass, 70 years old, I hope my hands still work really well. I want to be able to hold that controller cuz I don't play with the mouse and keyboard, brother. That's for emails. I am controller for life. Nah, as I think as long as I will play video games, which I don't see myself stopping. I'm 36 years old. I've been doing it for most of my life. I love video games. I think as long as I play video games, I will play Diablo 2. And I think once Diablo 2 clicks for people, that's where they get hooked. That's where they get addicted. And that's the best part about the game, man, is when you get to a point where your character starts to shine, you're able to farm, you find nice gear, that addicting loop. I think loot driven games, there's a lot of them out there for sure, but no one did it like Diablo 2, and no one I think will ever do it like Diablo 2. And it's just one of those things that you have to play for yourself. You got to play it for yourself to understand it. And should you play Diablo 2 in 2025? Woo. I think there's a lot of people out there who are like, video games isn't the same anymore. I don't like video games anymore because I miss the good old days. Well, Diablo 2 is a game that is 20 plus years old. And I've said it before, man, and I'll say it again. It's like lightning in a bottle. Like kids should be learning about Diablo 2 in like in schools. They should have in the history book somewhere like Diablo 2. Diablo 2 should be there. So many games have taken inspiration from Diablo 2, and the fact that people still play this game, a lot of people still play this game. It's got to be in the history books, man. I want to see, dude, if I was president, I would put Diablo 2 in school, brother. I want kids to learn about this game. Yes, I love Diablo 2, dude. It's It's a game that, there are times where I play so much of it, I'm like, I need a break. And that's where I play other games. And if you want to know anything about me, I play a lot of games. So the reason why Diablo 2 is always kind of fresh for me is because I do actually take a lot of breaks from it and I come back. And the way I do it is like I'll play other games, maybe new games. And then when there's like a, pause or slow period, jump back on that good old Diablo 2, brother. Yeah, dude. I think there's just so many things about this game that is crazy. Like it really is it really is impressive to me. Like a game this old, and I still play it every day almost, and I find enjoyment. A lot of my opinions about Diablo 2 are not even like from a biased nostalgic perspective. It's no, like the more that time goes on and the more I play other games and stuff like that over the years, I really judge Diablo 2 as a game rather than like, oh, this is just my favorite game I played when I was younger. Like, no, I actually dissect it. And sometimes I ask myself, like, why do I enjoy this game so much? Why does it resonate so much with me? And the answers that I give myself are not from nostalgic, you know, perspectives. They're more from like, fundamentally, this game is amazing. The trading alone is so cool, dude. Like the fact that you can create a game and people can join you and you can name it whatever you want. Like, hey, I'm selling you this thing, or I have this, I'm selling it, or whatever. Let's trade this. Let's level up. Let's do this together. It has like a very old school style feel to it. Like back in the 2000s, this was the MMO that we were playing. Diablo 2 was like the MMO back then. When you entered BattleNet, you were in the lobby and you were just chilling with people. You were talking, you were hanging out. You can make private lobbies with people before you join games. Yeah, the limit was 8 people, and it still is in the game, but the lobbies is what made the game feel so much bigger. It made it feel like this MMO. And then you add trading, and it really just did feel like an MMO. It felt so ahead of its time back then, because there was no game like Diablo 2 back then. This was before World of Warcraft and all of that stuff. So the community has always been like awesome. And then trading, like just trading is so cool in the game, man. Selling items, right? I'm going to sell you this. Give me a high rune for it, right? High runes are like the currency in the game because they're so sought after, right? That, like, especially high runes, they don't drop all the time. So the players, or maybe the devs, intended this to happen, but like they made it the currency of the game, right? Gold is obviously you buy stuff, but like I'm talking about like when it comes to trading, you're actually using runes, mid runes, high runes, unless you're trading like, gear for gear. And then the other aspect that I think I don't talk about enough is just like playing with other people, leveling with other people. It's really fun to play with other people, and I forget how much fun that is, especially when you have a full party and enemies are now tougher. You gain more experience. The chances for things to drop is higher. That's what's cool about playing with other people. And I play this game a lot alone, but sometimes I get in the mood to just play with other people. Like I'll do like Chaos Sanctuary, Bale running, or cow running, and you get a full party of people. Now the chances of that burr rune dropping is a little bit higher now, dude. So it's really cool. It's really cool. Enemies get harder, and the chances of finding items get higher. So there's like this incentive to play with other people, which is really, really cool. You're not just playing with other people for no reason other than playing with other people. Like, no, like the game design changes. So I just wanted to kind of make this video to talk about Diablo 2. Should you play this game in 2025? And I think the answer is an absolute yes. You should try it out. And go past normal. Like hit nightmare. Try to get into hell. Have people help you. You can create games. People will help you out. Hey, I'm stuck in nightmare. Can you help me out? Right? And some dude with a higher level character will run you through nightmare, and then he'll throw you in hell. And, hopefully you can find some really good gear that starts you off. Work on those resistances, and then start farming in hell, dude. Complete hell. And tell me what you think later, man. Because when you build your character, you probably want to go with the sorceress first. But when you build that character and you see her getting stronger and you start finding items, that journey, it's so much fun. And then the journey of endgame where you're geared out. Maybe you're missing a couple things, but when you're fully geared, that is where the magic happens. That's where the fun happens because now you're blazing through places and you're finding gear. You're able to trade. You're able to sell, and it's just like it opens up this door that now your character is good. And some people love making new characters and they love the journey. Like personally, I don't make a lot of characters. Like I stick to pretty much my 3, and once in a while I like to build a character. I like to make a character and get that character up. And I almost always get help somewhere around Nightmare and Hell because it is hard to do it on your own. And you should be encouraged because people will help you out. And plus, doing Nightmare and Hell alone, it's definitely doable, but it's tough. It's challenging, especially Hell with the immunities. And if you're not geared, you're gonna get wrecked. Yeah, man. Diablo 2 is just such a fun game, and you're gonna enjoy each act. You're gonna enjoy making a character. Pretty much normal. Like you can breeze through normal. Like anyone can beat normal. Because there's no resistances. It's not that hard. You can get by with items. Nightmare gets a little bit tougher, and then obviously Hell is definitely tough if you're not ready for it. But the acts, the story, the cutscenes, the items. I've talked about before how this game is just it's a beautiful game when it comes to looking at your items, looking at gems, looking at your gear. Maybe some people don't play it like that, but I do. I appreciate almost every facet of this game to the point where like sometimes I just keep a certain piece of item in my storage just so I can look at it sometimes. I know it's funny. It's so nerdy and weird, but especially if it's an item that you've never found or it's very rare that you find, whew, you hold on to that bad boy. But should you play Diablo 2 in 2025? I think you should. And I saw a video the other day of someone who is like, small YouTube channel like me, but he was like recording his Diablo 2 content. I wish I can go back and find him. It wasn't like yesterday, it was like a while back actually. And like he was discovering Diablo 2 and it was just so cool to watch that, dude. It was so cool to watch somebody like really genuinely enjoying a video game. It was starting to click with him and he was like, like he really liked the game and he was doing pretty well. It's so cool to see that. It's so cool to see that, dude. When you love a game so much and you see other people enjoying it for the first time. I love that, man. There's something magical about that. I do think, and maybe this is this is where personal biases come into play maybe, but I do think that if more people played this game, a lot of people haven't discovered this game is what I'm trying to say. And it gets talked about here and there, and Diablo 2 comes up sometimes. And anytime anybody who says I haven't played Diablo 2, like if there's a comment section or if like the dude's on Twitch or whatever, immediately people are like, play Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is so good. Like there's definitely still a die-hard community out there that plays Diablo 2, and I'm one of them, man. I am one of those people that I just love this game so much. I do think more people should discover Diablo 2, that's for sure, because I think a lot of people are missing out on what this game is all about. And again, the more and more time passes by, I really realize how just phenomenal this game is from a video gamey perspective, from a video game aspect. Like this game, the fundamentals, the mechanics, the systems, how this game works is what I'm trying to say. How this game works is really, really crazy and awesome, and that it still holds to this day. Should you play Diablo 2 in 2025? Absolutely. That is the video, guys. Hit that like button if you liked it. Consider subscribing to the channel, and if you are, man, I appreciate you. Go play some Diablo 2. Peace.